Hey everybody, it's Mr. Carr again, and today we're going to be talking about 1.2 Day 1, lengths of segments using coordinates and segment addition. Actually, it's not in the title, but we're also going to do 1.2C, ratios of segments. We're just working with segments today. All right, so first thing we want to talk about is what's called the segment addition postulate. If W is between F and X on a line segment, then if W is, sorry. Okay, if W is between F and X on a line segment, before I actually write out the rest of the postulate, I'm going to draw this out. I have a line segment. Okay, and so here's F, here's X. W is just somewhere on that line. Doesn't matter where it is. Okay, the idea behind this is that when I have a big segment split up into these two smaller segments, then what happens is the two smaller segments will add up to the main segment. That's all. So segment addition postulate, so if I have, let's say, something that's 3 inches and I put a 6-inch piece on top of that, or next to it, I should say, the whole thing is, so 3 plus 6 will give me 9 inches total there. Okay, so that's the idea of segment addition postulate. If I have a shorter piece plus a shorter piece, it equals the longer piece. Okay, so like let's see here, like I said, let's do 3 and then that's 6. So the whole thing is 9. That's all. Okay, so how can we use that? So in this first example, we're going to find the length of DC here. So I want to find this length right here. Well, based on this diagram, I'm going to use segment addition. I know that ED plus DC is equal to the entire thing, which is EC. Okay, so having the diagram there is very helpful and helps me recognize that part. ED is made up of the equation 2x plus 10. DC is made up of x plus 14. EC is made up of 12. All right, my algebra, if you remember this from last year, we're going to look for those like terms to put together. And that is going to be 2x and x, 10 and 14. So 2x plus x is 3x, 10 plus 14 is 24. Now I can go through and work this the rest of the way. Solving equations. If I have 3x plus 24 equals 12, trying to get x by itself. So I'm going to undo the addition with subtraction. So 3x is equal to a negative 12. And then I'm going to undo this multiplication of 3 times x by division. So divide both sides by 3, and I get x equals a negative 4. Okay. And the question says, what is the length of DC? I'm not quite done yet because I want very specifically that length. So DC is going to equal to x plus 14. So that means that it's going to equal to a negative 4 plus 14, which means it's equal to 10. There's my final answer. All right. All right. One more example here. Sometimes I don't give you the diagram. Points A, B, C, and D are collinear and positioned in that order. Find the length of BD if AB is x plus 11, CD is 10, VD is x plus 24, and AC is x plus 16. All right. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Had a bit of a dry throat. Need some water on that one. All right. So here's my number one piece of advice in geometry. When in doubt, draw it out. So in this example 2, it says here, I don't have a diagram. I'm going to make one. It tells me that A, B, C, and D are collinear and positioned in that order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, and D. Okay. Find the length of BD if AB is x plus 11, CD is 10, BD, so that's actually this length, is x plus 24, and then AC is x plus 16. All right, so here's what gets a little bit tricky on this one, okay? It's got a little extra going on. It's definitely a challenge. AD is the length of the whole thing, right? A to D. I am going to create 2 separate things that both represent AD. I think I can make this statement. AD equals AD, correct? Makes sense? If something is 10 feet long, another thing is 10 feet long, and they're the same thing, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go ahead and make an AD up of this first case right here. It's made up of kind of these numbers, let's see, these two right here. X plus 16 and 10, those together make up the length of AD. So X plus 16 plus 10 is gonna be one side. If I look at this other part right here, let's go with red. X plus 11 was this section, X plus 24 is the rest. These two pieces also make up the entire length of AD here. Whoops, that's too long or too thick there. I didn't want that one. Okay, let's hope that's about the same. So that'll be X. No, it's not. Why? Of course. All right, let's make that a bit thinner. Let's try that one. Okay, I think that looks good. Good enough for what I want to do here. And no, I think it was one more smaller. Okay. All right, so that means X plus 11 plus X plus 24. That equals AD as well. So that's why we're able to set this up this way. All right, so now I can do this. I can put my like terms together, 16 and 10. So that's X plus 26. Put X and X together to get 2X. 11 and 24 together to get 35. So now I can subtract 2X over. And I'll subtract 26 to both sides. So that way, that 2X is gone, that 26 is gone. I get negative X is equal to a positive 9. Now I can divide by negative 1, and I get X equals a negative 9. So now in the question it says find the length of BD. So I want this one right here. So BD is equal to a negative 9 plus 24, which is going to give me a positive 15, and there's my final answer. Okay. All right. Got a couple of you trying out problems. If you want, you have that on there. Go ahead and try it out. But I think I am personally going to save it until we're in class next. Okay. So we'll talk about those when we actually come together for class again.